The great Nocturine Nerf has been merged. This has been something that has been discussed for a very long time in Space Station 14. As far as I could tell, this one is not a test merge, but I will state everything I say is my opinion as a gamer. I'm in no way a dev. I'm not important for anything other than one person's opinion. I guess I have played the game for a long time. Honestly, the jaded veteran status probably detracts my points. But either way, Nocturne has been nerfed to the point where it will not put you to sleep until there is after 6 seconds of it being injected. So that means Nocturne is significantly worse at getting a target to stay still where they are and put them to sleep on the spot. Just for reference, the normal Nocturne combo would involve a Hypopen and the Nocturne bottle, of course. This combo together was 12 telecrystals. Yeah, you get 30 units of this stuff, but usually I would only ever see people use this either to knock out security so they couldn't fight back. So like you could quickly knock out 3 security officers with this, which was very powerful. Do not get me wrong on that. But usually it's used for a kill target or stealing something so they can't rat you out. However, now there's a 6-second delay on it. So if you don't know what Nocturne is, before you would just put 10 units in a Hypopen instantly injects chemicals, and upon the second click, you would fall asleep on the spot. There was no real counterplay to this. However, if somebody did this to you, that meant they spent basically all of their telecrystals basically just for you to put you to sleep. And, well, now we'll just test it here. So I am, this room is about 20 tiles long. I will inject myself, and after the second injection, I'll start running. So before, on the second injection, I'd fall asleep right there with no counterplay. Now, if you just start running after the second injection, you can make it, it's probably like 25, 26-ish tiles before you fall asleep. If the person chasing you was just trying to zip tie you or something, if they weren't following you the entire time, they would have to be chasing after you, and I'm spamming the wake up button, giving them not a whole ton of time to actually catch up to you, to zip tie you, kill you, steal from you, whatever. So you would probably have to inject even more to make sure you can at least interact with that person when they're downed. However, I can't think of really any situation in this game where being able to run 30 tiles, or not 20, being able to run 25-ish tiles after being injected wouldn't get you in view of at least one other person. Where before, it would be like, oh, I'm in a secluded room with this person. Now I can put them to sleep quietly. Now it's what they're going to get away from you. Which, yeah, I get is like, it's nicer for the getting insta killed or instantly put out of a round with no ability to save yourself is not all that entertaining. I 100% agree with that. However, I actually don't agree. I don't think Nocturne was the issue. I think it's always been the Hypopen. For however many years I have played this game now, the Hypopen has not only been a great stealth tool, because you can hide it in a PDA, you can put whatever reagents in it, you can use it to heal yourself rapidly, you can use it to inject 10 units of Lexerin or Heartbreaker or whatever, and kill somebody without any counterplay. So like, what difference is it where if you inject some of your 10 units of Nocturne, which costs 1 billion telecrystals, or you get like Lexerin or something, which you don't even need to be a chemist to get this type of stuff. Like, since the pen is unnerfed, I just killed myself doing that. And it actually kills at basically the same exact speed as the Nocturne does. But this is a more permanent solution. They're not going to get back up and run away. Why not just go for the reagents that will put them down for good, rather than they're just going to get back up? Because it's not instant anymore. Like, I mean, just think of the chlorohydrate nerf from, I don't even know how long ago that was. I haven't seen chlorohydrate used a single time since it became a delayed reaction, which chlorohydrate was a free chemical. It shouldn't have been that good, let's be honest. It sucked getting tranked. It was not fun, again, to be put to sleep instantly. But I think this misses the point, in my personal opinion. I think the Hypopen has always been too strong. And I think it's purely for the fact of this. You can run around and fill it back up in less than, like, what was that, 0.1 second that I filled the entire pen up. I am really surprised that the solution for the Hypopen wasn't to have a plunger. This allows you to heal yourself at immense rates. Look at Nukies. Like, the current thing with Nukies is the agent with the hypo spray, if they are good at what they're doing, the Nukies are borderline invincible with how fast they can re-administer reagents in combat. The Hypopen is the same thing, it just has a smaller reservoir, but if you are decent with keybinds and like managing your inventory, it's the same thing, and everyone could buy it. I have seen several Nukies buy Hypopens just to heal themselves faster in more recent times. The Hypopen's actually only more popular now than it used to be, from what I can tell. Because it's great at offense, it's great at defense, it's great at anything you want it to do. It's 10 units injected basically instantly, and you could do it while moving. Movement is very important in this game. I feel like if I could just, on paper, come up with a better solution than making, like, stealth play with Nocturne basically impossible, is to make the Hypopen itself just worse. Like, I think Nocturne putting you to sleep pretty quickly was a fine idea, or maybe it should even be delayed. I feel like, though, Nocturne should either slow you down as well, it should mute you, because, like, in 6 seconds you can either run really far without a movement speed penalty, or you could type out the guy's you could dox the dude in 6 seconds by the time you fall asleep, if you really wanted to, which is going to put them in a permanent mark. Due to the fact you don't fall asleep instantly anymore, you can stab them, so you can make them bleed, you can get your DNA on the person attacking you. It's just not a good stealth tool anymore, unfortunately, because of this. But anyways, I keep sidetracking. The Hypopen, I feel like, would be better, or a more fair item. Instead of being able to load it instantly, I think there should be like a long do after bar, or something that requires you to have to stand still to like plunge it or something. I mean, it's just a pen. I don't know how you're instantly refilling it. So basically, like, I feel like there should be a refilling time. The fact that you can instantly refill it is, like, I feel like 90% of the reason why it's so broken in the first place, and why it's always been a popular option. I feel like, again, only getting more popular. Other ideas are, you could reduce the reservoir amount, because again, like I mentioned, if you just have dangerous chems, they will full kill you, not just put you to sleep like the 6 Telecrystal Nocturne. There's chemicals you can get that are basically free that will crit somebody in the same time period as the Nocturne. So it's like the Nocturne itself is a big victim of the Hypopen's effectiveness, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a dual problem. You don't really see Nocturne without hypo sprays or pens. So the Nocturne is what got hit here. But the pen itself is still going to be incredibly good for all the same reasons. And these are the same price. And you can get Nocturne without paying for it. It's not easy, but it's not impossible either. Like, Liquid Anomalies can often have it, especially if they crit. You can find them in pills. I'm pretty sure in maintenance pills you can find them. Either way, you can mutate them to have Nocturne. I've definitely seen, especially crazy botanists can get any chemical they want. So again, that's down to the hypo spray. I could ramble on forever about it. I mean, let me reiterate, all my opinion, I don't even play Wisden, so if I don't like something, I don't have to even deal with it. And yeah, it's just concerns, I guess, of what I think could be better, and I am an uninformed gamer. I am not somebody who should really be taken seriously on things. It's just expressing my opinion. What's being experimented on and tested right now is the return of tasers. If you have not been playing this game for a long time, you may never have seen a taser. Tasers, when shot into somebody, will instantaneously set them into a prone position. And before, they used to insta-stun you with basically no counterplay. They aren't super long range, but they're not exactly no range either. I think that's about the max range that they get. Let me stand a little bit further. Okay, never mind. They're further range. And I think the PR said it was 2.5 tiles. This is like 5 at this point. So yeah, you get 5 shots. There's a decent delay in it, but it's enough that you could basically keep somebody prone the entire time. Before they can even get back up, you can shoot them again if you just want to keep them prone the whole time. And again, you get 5 shots. As of right now in the PR, everyone, all security officers, wardens, head of securities will get one. So you're going to see a ton of these. While this seems like something that would be like, oh, security can stop the bad guy non-lethally better, what ends up always happening is that the best and the best syndicate players will get a hold of these and will instantaneously put you in a position where you can't fight back, which is funny that this is coming at the same time as the hypo stuff. So you can't be put to sleep instantly anymore, but you could just get tased instantly and basically put to sleep instantly at the same time. I mean, this is why the taser is definitely being tested. The taser, in my opinion, was awful to play around. Combat in Space Station 14 absolutely sucked, in my opinion, again, when the taser was the thing. Like, pretty much all combat back then resolved around who had tasers and who could surprise each other the fastest by pulling out a 0.1 second instant stun. You're out of the fight weapon. But, yeah, just for example as well, with the taser, if you stun somebody with it and you hit them, they can't get up, because it'll just cancel their getting up animation. You can see their bar filling up, and as long as you have any weapon that attacks at least once a second, They can't do anything about you. During this time, you could also easily stun baton them, of course, so it's still good for the non-lethal option. Good non-lethals lead into easier time of using normal lethals, which is kind of funny, but it's pretty true in Space Station. Like, antagonists seek stun batons usually to kill you. Antagonists seek sleep and not stuns to kill you. So of course, once they get their hands on the taser, they're just going to use that to kill you. And trust me, you're probably going to get shot more by syndicates than security with this thing, as it was in the good old days, as I say very sarcastically. And since the gun would be used to send you prone, this again encourages what I would just call undesirable gameplay. I do not like prone combat even still to this day. Even with the changes, I still just don't like it. I don't think there's anything that's going to change my mind on that, and that's okay. But if you get stunned by a taser with something in your hand, it will, of course, not knock the item out of your hand because you're not actually being stunned and stamina is not affected. So what really is going to end up happening in this situation is you're going to tase somebody, and if they have a taser, they can tase you. And if you don't keep shooting them, that person will get further away. So you're going to have situations that get a little silly with this. Like, you can end up getting in situations where, like, somebody can literally, like, drop shot your taser because it's a projectile, so you can shoot it over them. And I think you're going to see people basically trying to drop shot each other to dodge taser shots. And, like, the whole, like, drop shot combat stuff is, like, that's not my thing, personally. But anyways, if you made it to this point, I don't know how many thousands of times I can reiterate. They're just my opinions. Don't bash contributors or maintainers for anything. That's just silly. I think the Nocturne thing is definitely a step in the right direction for getting rid of instant counterplay or like instant denial. However, I also think there's the unfortunate effect that getting rid of the easy solution punishes new players and lower skill syndicate players from achieving anything, because the highest skill ceiling players probably weren't really using Nocturne as much as like a new player to the same effect. Like, a high skill ceiling player knows everything about the game and they'll figure out a way to get their objectives done regardless. They could kill every person on the station every time if they wanted to. And that you see that pretty often, at least especially on servers like Harmony. Like, the best of the best players really can't be stopped because this game's all about prep, and knowing everything about the game makes it really easy to prep for everything. So they're not buying things like Nocturne, they're buying armor, they're buying things that are hard, like things that can't be achieved through cheaper methods. Getting hit by a stun baton or a stun prod achieves the same effect as Nocturne, but even quicker now. I didn't even mention things like, now this is Nocturne such a long delay. If you're in a room that has a disposal bin and you get injected with Nocturne, you can just put yourself in a disposal bin and flush it, and you'll wake up by the time you get to the end of it because you have so much time to react. I hope any of this makes any sense and isn't just needless rambling. I had some notes to keep myself on track, but I'm not great at keeping myself on track. Anyways, I'm just keeping you guys updated, and hopefully that's lets you form your own opinions. Of course, this stuff needs to be seen in-game through actual gameplay for more opinions. These are preliminary opinions just based off my time playing the game of what's going to happen or how this stuff will be used. And thank you for watching. And still, of course, thank your maintainers and contributors for trying to keep this game balanced. Everyone has different opinions on how the game's supposed to go. And this is probably great for some people. To me, it just isn't. And that's okay.